Happy Friday, guys. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful afternoon. We'll start lying on our backs. Take your legs a little bit further than the mat. Release your arms, flip the palms so they're facing up towards the sky. Take your gaze inward and start to focus in on your breath. Even inhales, even exhales. As you start to fill up your lungs with your breath, start to belly into your hips. Up from the bottom. To bring awareness to the body. If your right leg feels longer than your left, or your left arm feels longer. Bring the balls of the feet to the mat. Knees are pointing up towards the sky. The knees to the side, loosening up that lower back. Nice and gently. And then bring the knees to stillness, still pointing up towards the sky. Flip the palms so they're facing towards the ground. They can come alongside the ribcage. We're going to slowly tilt the hips up towards the sky in position. Release the hips back down to the ground. Putting the weight in the heels, the toes lift off the ground. Starting to stretching through the front of the body. Once you hit the top, back to meet. Here, starting to lift the glutes. Exhale. Place your hands at the bottom of the spine. So you're taking the weight out of the legs, supporting your lower back. And you can swing your knees from left to right, letting the bottom of the hips hang over the palms of the hands. Giving it a little massage. You can bring your hands under your glutes as well, just walking them up and down the back of the spine. And then find some stillness, release the palms, lower your back down, one vertebrae at a time. Bring the balls of the feet together, let your knees splay out on either side of the mat. Palms and press the thighs, release the belly. Open the palms up towards the sky. Close your left knee to meet your side fetal position. Cradle your ear into your bicep. And in your own time, make your way to be seated onto your shins. Glutes rest on the heels. Interlace your fingertips behind your back. Take your fingertips to the outside of your right hip. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine, through the neck. And on your exhale, gently drop that ear to meet your right shoulder. Finding length through the left side of the neck. Keeping your gaze forward. And breathing into your scalenes, into your collarbone, to your chest. And keep pulling that left arm away from the shoulder. Take your gaze down towards the ground. And now take your gaze high towards the sky. Keep lengthening through that side neck. And as our gaze is up towards the sky, start to lean your head a little bit further back, finding length in the front of the neck. Try not to hold your breath here. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, release. Take your grip. Bring your hands on the outside of your left palm. Inhale, lengthen through that neck. Exhale, take a side tilt, reaching that left ear to your left shoulder. Lengthening through the right side of your neck. Fill the lungs up, fill the ribs up, fill up the chest. Take your gaze down towards the ground. Keep reaching that right palm away to the other side of the body. And then take it towards the sky, lengthening through the front of the neck, and tilting your head away as you gaze high. One more deep inhale here. Longest length through that neck. Exhale, bring your head back to center. Release the palms, bring them forward, tabletop position, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, take your gaze up towards the sky, arching the spine. Exhale, round and contract, pushing the ground away. Inhale it up. Exhale, round and contract, lifting out of the shoulders. One more inhale up. Exhale, empty all the air out of the belly. And on your next breath, bring your spine to neutral. Shoulders are stacked over those wrists. Press the ground away so you're not sinking in your shoulder blades. Lift up. Bring that belly button in. Start to knit the rib cage together so it's not opening up. And then extend that left leg out behind you. We're going to lengthen through that same side, left arm up, left leg up. And then we're going to open up the hips to that left hand side, flexing through the toes, keeping both hips squared to the side wall. Press the ground away through the right palm and send all the energy out of your fingertips and out of your toes. Modified half moon. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the left arm up over the head. Exhale, we're going to contract the elbow to your knee. So left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, contract. Starting to warm up the side body, that left oblique. Keep crunching in towards the midline and lengthening away. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Take 5 more. In your own time, nice and slow. 3 more. 2. And that last one, we're going to square off the hips down towards the ground, place that left palm to meet the right. Inhale your right arm up towards the sky. Tuck that left heel in towards the glute, grabbing around for your right foot, your ankle, or your shin, and starting to kick it high to the sky, finding a nice arch in the spine, lifting that chest high. Take your gaze towards the sky. Ground through that standing palm, that standing knee. Keep your core engaged. One more breath here. On your exhale, release your hand and your foot. Let that right palm reach down towards the ground. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, weave it behind the right, dropping your shoulder blade to the ground, hips high to the sky. Extend that right palm forward and start to find the stretch in the shoulders. You can let your forehead rest onto the ground. Give it a little rock from side to side. Lifting through the core. A few more breaths here. And on your next exhale, come back up on your right palm. Rotate one final time, open through the left-hand side. Bring that left palm to meet the right. Sit back, child's pose. Inhale yourself back to a tabletop position. Take 3 more cat-cows, inhale it up. Exhale, contract and tuck the chin. Inhale it up. Exhale, contract the chin. One more. Inhale it up. Exhale, round, push the ground away. Bring your spine back to neutral. Press the ground away through the palms, lifting through the shoulder blades. Extend your right leg back, right arm forward, same arm as leg. And then on your next breath, open up the hip points to your right hand side, flexing through the toes. The hips are squared off to the side wall. Your right palm is lifted, stacked over the shoulder. Fingertips have all the energy kicking through your heel. And on your inhale, lengthen that right palm up overhead. And on your exhale, bring that right knee to right elbow. Inhale it forward. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale it up. Press the ground away through that left palm. Try not to sink into the shoulder. Nice long length from the ear and the shoulder space. Take 5 more here. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to contract. For 3. Final 2. That last one, we're going to bring that right palm to meet the left, square off the hips. Keep that right leg lifted. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Reach around back for the right toes, ankle, or shin. And then kick through the foot, kick through the heel, lifting up through that right hand side. Starting to find an arch in the spine, lifting through the chest, grounding through the palms. Take your gaze high and breathe. One more little lift in that inhale. Your exhale drops that right knee back to the ground, left palm to the ground as well to meet the right. Inhale your right arm up, find a little spinal twist. On your exhale, weave it behind the left palm. Shoulder blade down to the ground, reaching forward. Keeping your hips high. Making sure your shoulder blades are squared off to the ground. Your hips are nice and even.
You can either place your forehead onto the ground or your right ear. And breathe into your hips. One more breath here. On your exhale, come up on that left palm. Open up through the right hand side one more time, finding a twist. On your exhale, bring your right palm to meet your left. Sit back, child's pose.
Breathing into your hips, let your belly sink in between your thighs. Fill your belly up nice and big, fill up the rib cage. Every time you take that inhale in your child's pose, the belly is resisting the thighs.
And then walk your hands forward, lift your hips high for a puppy pose. You want that chest to still reach towards the ground. The tops of the feet are pressing into the ground as well. Try not to let them lift, really plant them down. Walking your hands forward, your chin is on the ground. Give your hips a little rock from side to side. And then slowly bring the chest forward, drop it down towards the ground. Place the hands alongside the rib cage underneath the shoulders and lift up. Inhale for cobra, baby cobra. Little to no weight in those palms. Just a slight inhale up. And then exhale, release back down. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. Exhale, release the chest down. Reach the palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. And on your exhale, lift up into a high plank position. Rock it forward and back through the toes. Keeping the legs nice and engaged. The inner thighs are squeezing together. Glutes are nice and tight. Pressing the ground away through the palms. And then find your stillness with the shoulders stacked over the wrists. A few breaths here. Feeling the warmth of the midline. And on your next exhale, lift the hips nice and high. Send it back, downward facing dog. Drop the heels to the ground. You can take your dog for a walk, bending the left knee straight in the right. Bend the right straight in the left. Pedal out through the feet. Really feeling it. Heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe. Stretching through those tips of the toes. And on your next breath, find some stillness. Drop the heels down, press through the shoulders, reaching the chest to thighs. Making sure that those elbows are rotated inward to the midline. And then slowly walk your feet to meet your hands. Once they do, keep a big bend in your knees so your chest can rest onto your thighs. Interlace your fingertips behind the head, tuck the chin into the chest. We're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time, but use your hands as resistance so you're finding a nice big stretch in that spine and the top of the neck. Once you rise to standing, open up through the elbows, find a little lift in the chest, back bend. On your exhale, stack it back up to standing. Bring the toes to meet, release the palms alongside your body. Take your gaze inward. Tuck the hips underneath the body so they're under the shoulders. Inhale your shoulder blades up towards the ears and exhale, release them down the spine. 2 more times. Shoulder blades up towards the ears. Exhale, releases the lats and draws them down. Final inhale up. Shrug it up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale your gaze up towards the sky, palms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, walk it to high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Walk, jump, or float your way to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, compress the chest. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale it up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, walk, jump, or float your way, high plank. Exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drive it through to the midline, low lunge. Drop that left knee down to the ground. Place your hands inside your right foot. Walk your foot to the outside of the mat, opening up through the hip, letting the hips sink down towards the ground. So you're rotating that right hip open, that right knee is pointing to the side wall. As you allow yourself to sink into the hips closer down to the mat. If this feels good, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more of a stretch through your quad, reach that right arm, rotate it back to meet that left foot. Tuck the heel into the glute. As you press the heel into the glute, find length through the spine, and then exhale, rotate that shoulder, right shoulder open to the right side wall. Find a little pulse in the hips. Your exhale takes you to your deepest point. One more breath here. Breathe into your psoas, breathe into your hips. Before you exhale, release that left foot, release the right palm back down to meet the left. Lengthen out through the right leg, drop down into the heel. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, reaches forward. Try to really lengthen through your knee, flexing through the heels, nice long back of the leg. Your chin relaxes down. Fill up the belly, fill up the hips with your breath. On your exhale, take it 1 inch deeper. And then inhale to rise, walk the palms forward, step your right foot back, high plank. Exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Walk, jump, or float your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, contract. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale your palms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, walk, jump, or float, high plank. Exhale it down, low plank. Upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring it through for a low lunge. Drop the right knee down towards the ground. Bring both hands on the inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot to the outside edge of the mat, rotating open through your left hip. With both palms on the ground, keep that chest lifted, starting to open up the chest and the heart center. If you're looking for more of a stretch through your quad, rotate that left palm back behind you for the right toes, ankle or shin, tucking the heel in towards the glute and dropping the hips towards the ground. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, open up through your left shoulder, finding a little spinal twist. And breathe. Take the pulse in the hips for 3, for 2. Last one, it's your deepest expression. Take another deep breath here. And on your exhale, release your right foot. Let that left palm meet the right. Bring your left knee back to neutral. Step it on back for high plank. Exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Take a bend in the knee. Drop the heel towards the glute. Stack that right hip on top of your left. Circle your top ankle one way. Circle it the other. Inhale, lengthen out through the leg. Square off the hips. Drive the knee through the midline. lifting up for a crescent lunge. And breathe. Arms up are above overhead. Let your pinkies rotate inward to the midline of the body. Drop the shoulder blades away from the ears. Close the rib cage. We're going to lower our arms down into a cactus pose as we lower our left knee down into a lunge. Then lengthen out through the front leg and the back, both to straighten, arms up overhead. Exhale, goalpost arms into a lunge. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, we bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to lower. 3 more, inhale up. Exhale, release it down. 2. And 1. Back to crescent lunge, lengthening out through the left leg, bending in the right. Take a nice deep breath here on your inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Drop the shoulders, fingertip energy through the fingertips. That right knee is stacked over the ankle. Pull up through your left quadricep. Inhale your right arm forward. Exhale, take reversed. Breathe into your right side body, keeping the left fingertips down the left leg. 1 deep inhale here. Exhale the hands back to center, warrior 2. Like we did in crescent lunge, we're going to lift our arms up, lengthen out through both legs, nice and straight. On our exhale, release it back down to warrior 2. Inhale it up. Exhale, release down, warrior 2. Inhale up. Exhale, release back down. Final inhale up. Keep your legs straight. Release the right palm down towards the right shin. Send that left hip back for a triangle pose. Stay lifted, making sure that the obliques are working for you. You shouldn't be putting all the weight into that shin. Just lightly tap it for support. Lift up through your left palm. And breathe into your left hip. Finding length through the side body. You're going to bend that left knee, the back one, and then shift your weight forward into that right foot for half moon. Grounding through the right heel, lifting through the toes. You want both hip points to be facing that left side of the wall. You can either use your hand on the ground for support or lift up through your oblique, challenging your balance. Sending all the energy through the fingertips. On your exhale, bring your right and left palm to meet the ground, square off the hips, standing splits. Keep your hips square for the first standing split here. Lengthen out through that right hamstring. Kick the left heel high to the sky. On your exhale, let your left foot meet your right. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. And exhale, contract. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale your hands through heart center. Inhale it up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, high plank. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky. Take a bend in the knee, stack the hips. Circle your top ankle one way. Circle it the other. Inhale, lengthen out through that top leg. Exhale, square off the hips, drive the knee through the midline, crescent lunge. Arms above the head, that right leg is straight. Left knee is over the ankle. Pinkies are rotating inward, and the rib cage stays closed. We're going to drop the elbows into a goalpost arm, drop the knee down into a lunge. Inhale, lengthen out through both legs, and then exhale, drop it down, drop the knee. Inhale it up. Weight should be in that front heel. Keep lengthening on your inhale. Exhale down to lower. 5 more. Finding strength in the front leg. finding strength through your back quadricep. You've got 2. And 1. Drop it back down into that crescent lunge with the right leg straight. Inhale out of the spine, exhale, open up, warrior 2. Drop the shoulder blades away from the ears, close the rib cage. Get 1 inch deeper in those legs. Inhale your left arm forward, exhale, take it back for reversed. Keep walking those right fingertips down the leg, lengthening through your left side body, keeping the shoulders nice and open. 1 more breath here. On your exhale, bring it back to center, warrior 2. And then we're gonna inhale the arms up overhead, lengthen out through both of the legs, and then exhale, release it down, warrior 2. Inhale it up to lengthen. Exhale, drop down that left knee. Inhale it up. Exhale, release it back down. We've got 3. We've got 2. Final 1. Keep the legs straight at the very top. Drop the left palms down to meet the shin. Inhale your right arm up towards the sky. Reach that right hip towards the back of the room. Not putting your weight into that shin, just a light little touch so you're still engaging through the core, engaging through your obliques, and not sinking into our flexibility. A few more breaths here. On your next exhale, bend through that right leg. Shift your weight forward into the left foot, half moon. Opening up through the right shoulder, the right right top of the hip is open and squared to the right wall. Either keep your hand down on the ground for support, or start to find that strength to lift the hand off of the ground. It's okay if you wobble. That means we're taking you to your edge. And on your next exhale, drop both palms towards the ground, square off the hips, standing splits. Try not to open that right hip towards the sky just yet. Press the heel high to the sky, chest to the thigh. 1 more breath here. Exhale, release that right foot to meet your left. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, contract. Walk, jump, or float your way to high plank. Exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Walk, jump, or float your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, contract. Inhale your hands up towards the sky. Exhale your hands to heart center, find a chair pose. Keeping that chest lifted, the booty goes back and down, toes and knees together, and breathe. Lift your hands high alongside your ears, and then on your exhale, bring the elbows alongside the rib cage and send them on back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, elbows alongside the rib cage, release it back. Inhale up. Exhale it back. Get a little lower in those legs. For 3. For 2. Last one, bring your hands to heart center. Hook that left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Open up for a prayer twist. Keeping both hips neutral. That right palm presses into the left, getting the prayer in the center of the chest. And then take your gaze high towards the sky. Each inhale lengthens the spine. Each exhale takes the twist a little deeper. One more breath here. Exhale, release the chest back down to the ground, palms to meet. Step your feet a little bit wider than to meet your hands, wider than your hips. And then lift the toes and then put your palms underneath your feet so that the toes are just meeting the right edge of the wrist. little forward fold. You can keep a bend in your knees if you need to. Hanging in gorilla. Sway it back and forth. Shift your weight a little bit into your palms, test your balance. Lift up through the core. And on your exhale, release the hands from the feet. Jump it on back, high plank. Exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drive it through, crescent lunge. Inhale, get a little bit deeper. Exhale, settle. Drop your elbows, goalpost arms, drop that left knee to the ground. Inhale it back up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale your right arm forward. Exhale, take reverse. Inhale, lengthen through that right leg. Exhale, send the left hip back. Triangle. Shift your weight back into that left foot, bend the knee, and then spring forward, half moon. Drop the palms down towards the ground, square off the hips, standing split. We've been here before. Exhale the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, contract through the chest. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale your hands through heart center. Inhale your arms up, sit down into your chair pose. Get a little bit deeper in the thighs. Lift the toes, engage the core, close the rib cage. Bring the elbows alongside the rib cage, fly it back. Inhale it up. Exhale, go back. Inhale it up. Exhale, release it back. Final inhale up. Exhale your hands through heart center. Hook that right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Rotate through the torso. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Press that left palm, all the energy into the right, finding resistance, bringing the prayer to the center of the chest. And breathe. Square off the hips. Pull that right knee back in line with your left. Sit a little bit lower. One more inhale. Exhale, release your chest back to center. Lengthen out to the legs. Walk your toes to the outside of the mat, flaring the toes outwards and dropping your hips low for a Malasana squat. Place your elbows inside your knees, hands to prayer at the center of the chest. Take your gaze inward for a moment. On your exhale, grab your ankles and lift the hips high to the sky, forward fold. With your biceps, work that chest a little bit closer to the thighs. It's okay if you have a bend in your knees. Release the chest, place the hands down towards the ground, step it back, high plank, exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drive it through, crescent lunge. Hands above the head. Release the elbows, goalpost arms. Drop the right knee down. Inhale it up. Exhale, release warrior two. Inhale your left palm forward. Exhale, reversed. Inhale that left leg straight. Exhale, send the right hips back to the back of the wall. Drop the left palm down to the shin. Right arm up. Inhale, lunge it back, load it up. Exhale, spring forward in the left toes, half moon. Trying to keep that left palm off of the ground this time. Breathe. And on your exhale, cartwheel your hands to the ground, send the hips high, standing splits. You can open up the hips here, no need to keep them square. Do what feels good. And exhale, release your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, jump it back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Walk, jump, or step your way to the front. Lower down into a chair. Find a pulse in the hips for 3, for 2. That last one, drop the hips all the way down towards the ground. Bring your heels out in front of you. Lower your chest down into the ground. Stack your knees over your hips, keeping your toes flexed and your legs at a 90-degree angle. You're going to place your palms into your thighs, and the thighs are going to resist against the palms. You're going to feel your lower abs engage. And then release the take a nice deep breath. Exhale, find that resistance again. Your hands are pressing into your thighs and your thighs are pressing right back into your hands. Breathe here. Exhale, release the tension. One more time, place the hands into the thighs press right back into the hands. See that pelvic tilt up towards the sky so you're really engaging the lower abdominal wall. And then exhale, release the tension. Place the hands onto the ground. We're simply going to keep that same position of the legs, but drop the heels. So we're not going to lengthen out the legs. They're going to stay bent, but the heels are going to drop to tap the ground, and then exhale, bring it right back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale to rise. Inhale, lower, tap. Exhale it back up. Feeling the lower abs zip up to the belly button. Your inner thighs are squeezing nice and tight. We've got a few more here. For 3, for 2. That last one, drop the heels down towards the ground. Interlace your fingertips behind the head. Keep the elbows wide. And exhale, lift the shoulder blades off the ground and then release. Inhale it up. Exhale, release. When we inhale up, take a little hold before you release the shoulder blades right back down. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release. For 3. For 2. Final one. Hold. Hold high. Hold a little bit higher, try to get 1 inch higher, and then exhale, release the chest down towards the ground. Bring your heels back up so your knees are stacked over your hips. The hands are going to go behind the head. As I lengthen my heels to tap the ground, my arms go back, and then as I exhale it up, I crunch knee to chest. Inhale to lengthen, exhale it up. We've got 8. We've got 7. 6, 5, 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into the chest, side to side. Place your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Interlace your fingertips below the knee. Draw the legs into the chest. As that left knee comes forward, press that right knee a little bit away, still opening up through the hip point. You're going to keep that left knee as close to the chest as possible, but we're going to drop it to the outside of the mat, to the left-hand side. So that right knee is now pointing up towards the sky. The left knee is dropped down towards the ground. I'm going to take my left palm and I'm just going to press my right knee away from the body. Still in a figure 4 position, just a little bit twisted in the bottom half of our body. You should feel it in your right hip point, your right psoas. Just a little bit deeper of a stretch. Exhale, release the knee. Bring the legs back to center. Lift the toes up towards the sky and just circle the ankles.
Circle them one way, circle them the other. And then release that left ankle on top of the right thigh and release your fingertips below the legs in towards the chest. Press that left knee away from the body. Nice and gentle, keep the toes flexed to protect the knee. And then drop that right knee down to the outside of the mat. The left foot is placed onto the mat as well. With your right palm, you can press the left knee away. Stretch. The closer that right knee is to your right hand side, up to your shoulder, the more stretch you'll get. Lengthening through your psoas and your left hip point. Breathe into your belly. Exhale that left knee down. Bring the legs back to center. Unhook the left ankle, bring the knees into the chest, and just give a little rock on your spine for 3, for 2. That final one, extend your legs forward out in front of you. Inhale your arms up, and exhale reaches forward for the toes, lengthening through the hips, through your hamstrings, reaching the chest down to the thighs. Breathe into the belly, press the belly into the thighs. Keep that chin tucked into the chest. And then bring yourself back up to seated. Place your hands alongside your hips. Lift the hips high towards the sky for a reverse tabletop. Let the neck hang heavy, open up through the collarbone. Exhale, release the hips back down. Plant the feet to the ground. And then walk your hands forward for a Malasana squat. Hands at heart center. We're going to lift and lower the hips for a frog squat. So you're going to inhale the hips high, lengthening through the back of the legs, keeping the elbows attached to your knees. And then exhale, drop the hips down towards the ground. We have 8. 7, we rise. For 6, keep the tension between the elbows and the knees. For 5, for 4, final 3, 2. Last one, stay lifted in the legs, straighten out through the thighs and the hamstrings. Reach the chest towards the thighs. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, jump it back to high plank. Inhale, press the ground away. Exhale it down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, crescent lunge, hands above the head. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, goalpost arms, drop that left knee down. Inhale it up. Exhale, warrior 2. We've been here before. Inhale your right arm forward. Exhale, take reverse. Inhale, lengthen that right leg. Exhale, take the hips back towards the back wall. Drop down triangle. Bend through that left leg. Exhale, spring it forward, half moon. One more breath here. And on your exhale, drop the palms to the ground, standing splits. Let that left foot meet the right. Lengthen out through the back of the legs, forward fold. Inhale it up. Exhale, contract. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Bring that right heel in towards the glute. Reach the right palm around back to grab the foot, the ankle, or the chin. First, press the hips forward so you have that nice quad stretch. Keeping your hips in line with each other. Grab the inside edge of that right foot. Lift the left palms high to the sky. And on your exhale, you're going to kick your right foot into the palm, finding some resistance.
So that right foot kicks into the palm and the palm presses away from the foot. Keep your hips square, your right knee's pointing down towards the ground. Dancer's pose. Challenging your balance. Keep finding that back bend. If it feels good here, you can start to lower that chest down, reaching through the fingertips. On your exhale, release it back up. Drop that right foot to meet your left. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, high plank. Press the ground away, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale it out, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, drive it through, crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, take the bend in the knee and the goalpost arms. Inhale it up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale that left palm forward. Exhale, take reverse. Inhale, lengthen through the front of the legs. Exhale, send your right hip point back to the back of the wall. Lift your right arm high, triangle. Bend and load up through that back leg. Shift your weight forward. Half moon on the left-hand side. One more breath here. Square off the hips, drop the hands, standing splits. Exhale your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, contract. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale your hands through heart center. Ground through your right foot. Tuck that left heel in towards the glute. Reach around back with your left palms on the inside of the leg. Keep your knees in line with each other to begin. Hips pressing forward. Nice little quadricep stretch. Lift your right arm up high to the sky. And on your exhale, you're going to kick into the palm with your left foot, sending the feet high to the sky. Keep your left knee pointing down, hips are nice and squared, arching through the spine. Lift through the heart center. And if your balance feels good, you can start to lower that chest, hinging at the hips. Dancers. One more breath here. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, release the left foot down to meet your right. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Bow the chin into the chest. Take your gaze inward and breathe. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, release it forward. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, slowly release the chest all the way down to the ground through your push-up position. Bring the forearms to the ground, Sphinx pose, lifting up through the chest. Breathe into the belly. Tuck that right heel into the glute. Reach around back with the right palms. A little more of a quadricep stretch, tucking that heel into towards the glute, but keeping the hips squared and the shoulders square to the front room. Release your right foot down, right palm down towards the ground. Take it to the left-hand side, left heel tucks in towards the glute, the left palm reaches around back, and then squaring off the shoulders, squaring off the hips. Release the left foot down, left forearm down. And then bring your palms to the outside like an airplane, chest down towards the ground. We're going to exhale, open to the left-hand side, keeping your right palm in line with your shoulder. That left foot steps behind the right thigh, opening up through the chest. Finding length in the shoulder space, breathing there, sending all the energy to open it up. And then exhale, release the chest back down to center. Place your left palm in line with your left shoulder. You're going to exhale, open up through the chest to the right-hand side. Set that right foot behind the left thigh. Rotate through the torso. You can always use that right palm for support if you need to, or you can reach it around back. You can interlace your fingertips. Exhale your chest back to center. Kick your heels in towards your glutes. Reach around back. The palms are going to grab the foot, the ankle, or the shin. You're going to take a nice deep inhale to fill up the belly. Press the belly into the mat, into the ground. And then on your exhale, press the heels high to the sky, lifting up through the chest and through the legs for bow pose. Exhale it back down. Inhale, fill up the belly. Exhale, lift up bow pose. Try to keep those knees reaching in towards the midline so your inner thighs are working. And then exhale, release the chest back down. We're going to lift up one more time. Inhale to fill up the belly. Exhale, lift the hands and the feet high towards the sky, your biggest expression. And exhale the chest down. Release your left ear towards the mat. You can bend the knees and rock your feet from side to side, releasing that lower spine. And now flip your right ear towards the mat. Release your feet down towards the ground. Bring the palms alongside the rib cage. Shift yourself back to a child's pose. Lift on up into a tabletop position. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring it through for your pigeon. 90-degree angle on that front leg. Keep the toes flexed. Inhale your hands alongside your hips. Lift up out of the hips. Bring them forward. Before you exhale, release. Walk your hands down towards the mat. Allow your chest to reach towards your shin. Let your neck hang heavy. And breathe. Sending all of your energy into your hips. Finding that stillness. Very slowly walk your hands up. Lift up through the hips, cross your right knee in front of your left. Bring your left knee on the outside of the right. Bring yourself back to the center of the mat and press up into a downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Take a little counter stretch, opening up through those hips. You can drop back into a wild thing if it feels good. Keeping the hips high, grounding through that right heel. Exhale it back to center, three-legged dog. And then drop the right foot to meet the left. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring it through pigeon on your left. 90-degree angle on that front shin. Flex the toes. Place your hands alongside your hips. Lift up, tuck the hips underneath the body before releasing the palms down towards the ground. Let your forehead rest onto your palms or onto the ground. Controlling your breath, finding some stillness. Breathe into your hips. fill up the belly. Controlling your breath, even inhales, even exhales. Rising back up. Swing your right leg out in front. We're going to bring the balls of the feet to meet, knees on either side for butterfly. Give a little rock from side to side. Find some stillness. And then we're going to drop down onto our right forearm, lift that left palm high, side bend in the torso. Try to keep that left hip point still on the ground, left knee still reaching away from the midline of the body. Release the shoulder away from the ear and take your gaze high to the sky. We're going to round in the spine and bring our palms forward. Let your hands grab onto your feet and keep rounding, contracting the spine away. Tuck the chin into the chest. A nice big C curve in the back. Inhale the torso back to center, stack the shoulders over the hips, and then lower down on the left forearm. Inhale that right arm up overhead, finding length in your right side body. Circle the hands forward to grab the feet, keeping a rounding in the spine. Press away from the midline, contracting, nice big C curve. You should feel it in the top of the back. Exhale back to seated. Bring your knees together and slowly roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time to meet the mat. Bring your knees alongside your rib cage for baby pose. Grabbing the outsides of the feet, keeping them flexed, pointing high towards the sky. You can just rock it from side to side. Lengthen out the right leg. Out to the left leg, bending the right. Take a lengthen in the leg one more time. The left leg to the other side. Bring both knees bent once again. Reaching the knees down to the ground, opening in the hips. And then exhale, release it back to center, knees back to center. Supporting yourself with your hands to your lower back, legs high towards the sky, and then drop the toes back down behind the head. Try not to move the neck at all in this position. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest. Reaching your feet away from the body. Always use your hands for support. And then very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll yourself down into the ground. Release the feet down to the mat. Take your feet to the outside edges of the mat. Flip the palms so they're high towards the sky. Final Shavasana. Letting your breath come back down to neutral. Not controlling inhales or exhales. Just letting it be natural. Thank your body for all it's done for you today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.